Right, I'm going to do another review of a couple of book editions of the Book of Life magazine, which was published by Marshall-Cavendish from 1969 to 1970. There's one here, part 23. It's cool. I know you can't actually see it the way I you can't actually see it, see what it says the way I do it, but it's called the mother alone. The thing on the front page of it shows a mother with a son, he's holding some flowers in the graveyard. It's called the mother alone. Obviously, it's somebody. The boy is somebody's father has died, and it says here on the cover. Her husband dead, this woman has to bring up their son on her own. She has to overcome her own grief and help her child to do the same. This week's Life Together looks at the social, financial and emotional problems of mothers alone and the ways by which such mothers can build a stable, contented relationship with their child, photographed by Paul Berman. And there's 6 different articles in it. I think there's 6 different articles in all of them. First one comes under the category of a child in his world. It's called Your Child at Play. Second one comes under the category of living body, and it's more than a bundle of nerves. Third one is under the category of life together, and it's called The Mother Alone. Medicine of Man, that's called Life Saving Machines. The fifth one is comes under the category of human mind. That's called Habits of Hatred. Sixth one comes under the category of man of enemies of man. The Price of Standing Upright. That's the that's the first article there. That's your child at play. There's some photographs of children playing in it. What does it say? The child in his world, your child at play. Childhood is playhood with materials that are not necessarily toys. Freedom and encouragement allow the child to make full use of his creative powers. Some more photographs there. Some photographs. One second article comes onto the category living body. It's called More Than a Bundle of Nerves. There's a diagram of a human nervous system there. A few more diagrams there. It says here, as an athlete puts the shot, impulses rush through his nervous system. They ensure movement, coordination, concentration. In a senseless process, information is received and sorted. Then commands for action in the form of electrical impulses are passed back to the body. See? That's the diagram there. There's some more diagrams there. There's another diagram. It says a nerve impulse runs away from the site of stimulation towards the central nervous system. Inside the nerve fibre and many potassium ions. Outside there is a high concentration of sodium ions. The impulse travels as these charged particles temporarily change places. At nodes, breaking the nerve insulation. Potassium ions flow out of the nerve. Sodium ions flow in from the surrounding tissues. As this recurs along the nerve, the impulse moves to its detonations. The next article comes under the category of life and together. It's called The Mother Alone. It says that the mother alone may be a widow or unmarried or simply isolated by hours at a stretch in a modern but empty home. What is her life and her future like? And there's that diagram there, that photograph there. It says Mrs. Martin Luther King presented a memorial image of controlled, dignified grief. There's a photograph of a single mother there with the children. The next article, called Life-Saving Machines, comes under the category of Medicine of Man. It says, when a vital organ fails, machines may be able to deputise for the functions endangered. Their development is among the most dramatic successes of medicine. Few diagrams there. Well, photographs. Yeah. A few photographs, and a couple. And on the next page is a couple of diagrams and a photograph. Diagram of a pacemaker here. It says for the elderly, pacemakers are often fitted through a vein in the arm. The long flexible wire is pushed up on the blood vessel. It makes contact with the right ventricle of the heart. There's an article here called The Price of Standing Up. It says, comes under the category of enemies of man. It says pushing blood uphill, constrain the blood vessels in the legs. Varicose veins and piles which may result are among the most uncomfortable conditions known. It says here, so there's very intricate diagrams with a lot of detail in them. Anyway, that was number 20, part 23. Got here part 40 here. Picture of a little girl on the front cover with her height being compared with, she's probably 5 years old and the others are 4, 3, 2, and her height is being compared with theirs. It says on the cover, Sue may have had colds or perhaps chickenpox as she grew up to her 5-year-old height, but she is fit as a fiddle and looking forward to growing another inch. The photo's by Dan McAllister. And again, there's 6 different articles. But if the first one comes is in the category of enemies in man. It's called sickness in the skin. Second one is under the category of living bodies, called the male sex organs. Third one is under the category of medicine of man. That's razor, kill and cure. Fourth one is under category of human mind. That's the castration complex. The fifth one is under the category of the child in his world, and that's health to 5 years. Sixth one is under the category of life together, and that's the brains behind business. That's sickness in the skin there. There's some rather unpleasant looking diagram of photographs, as you can see. In the male sex organs, there's a few photographs of that's photographs of circumcision. There's an article in it. This was one. The article called "Health to 5 years." There's a photograph of a baby there. Anyway, that's part 23 and part 40. So if you're interested in acquiring any of these magazines, you can get them from eBay or maybe or other websites where they sell stuff. And they were published by Marshall-Cavendish in 1969 and 1970. Anyway, bye for now.